the issue of the uproar on the upper legislative chambers on Tuesday after the Senate President Goodwill Akpabio announced the new minority leadership position. Akpabio had named Abba Moro, senator representing Bauchi Benue South, as minority, senator representing Enugu West as minority whip. The People Democratic Party members replaced Simon. Why would the Senate President be picking leaders for us? Nwoye yelled at the presiding officer. You have done your worst. You have pushed us to the wall. Meaning what? It is unfair. It is not about me. It is about the institution of the Senate. Daily Ayodo. Nicholas, what's your take on what I've just read?
Okay, Nicholas, you want to go first?
Anyone can go first. Well, the Senate is supposed to be a robust assembly because it represents a larger collection of the people's voices and votes. And if there is a Senate that has been since the 1999, I think the Senate has more members from different parties. I think so, if I'm not mistaken. PDP, APC, Labour, ABGA, and NNPP. So, and when you look at what some Nigerians outside the ruling party think of how the Senate presidency and I think the other principal officers were elected, you can only understand and share the sentiments of Tony Nwoye, given the long call from his own part of the country, who have cried foul, cried marginalization over time. And if there should, it is one thing to come from the minority part of the country, and now to suffer the fact that you have no say in how you are also elected. So you could see that, after Ndume walked out, this is the first time we are seeing such a vibrancy coming from the Labour Party members of the Senate. But Akpabio appears more excited by his. It appears to him this Senate presidency was his lifelong ambition. So he appears fond of that gavel. I don't know, on another note, the way he was fond of saying Joy Nune during the NDDC saga. But I think it's a good one. With the tongue and the teeth, even as close as they are, sometimes bite themselves. Yeah. So, like the minister during the Second Republic said, if this uprising will bring out the beast in us, and if this beast in us or the peace would move this nation forward, I think it's not bad. We see it everywhere, even in Britain, America, in Korea. Sometimes they have rowdy sessions. So, like Magic Project send out the rain. But we hope with this rain from Oye, we begin the pathway. Especially the majority party understanding the need for that minority voice, like that of John the Baptist from the deserts. We all can't sleep and face the same way.
Exactly.
That's what I can say for now.
How you do?
I didn't see anything that is wrong in what I didn't see anything that is new in the incident at the floor of the National Assembly. Neither is it wrong nor new in Nigeria. It won't be the first time we will have an outburst between the leadership and the floor, even within the same political parties. He mentioned Ndume. Ndume has been a member of APC for a very long time, and he has always acted as the lone opposition voice before now. That was one. Two, all over the world, again, like my brother Nicholas said, it's not new. In actual fact, for the UK Parliament, they sit on Tuesday, Wednesday, and the public gallery that Wednesday. That's the part I love to watch in the UK Parliament, where they call it the front benchers and the back benchers. That is senior members and the so-called junior, or not junior age. Their own. You can return as many as well. So it depends on the age you have spent. Just like we say ranking here. Okay. So and then we have the opposition parties. They call it the Prime Minister's session. For the Prime Minister's session, I enjoyed it because they even call the Prime Minister's name. They boo, they jeer, they laugh at each other. They shout at each other.
They take it like a free word.
You understand? So what I'm trying to say is that event is not wrong. It's not. There's no sign to it. At the end of that session yesterday, so to say, the house work continues. The parliamentary work continues. So that's for that. So nobody should, like some people will say, oh, this is Nigeria. Nigeria started. You are marketing. No, there's nothing marketed. It's all over the world. In Israel, it's the same thing. In the United States, even within today, the Republicans as divided as within the Republicans, they are the opposition. The United States today. Remember that under a year, they've had twice change of leadership. The first one, McCarthy, took 17 times. In fact, they need to be begging before he was eventually appointed. About 7 ballots. So what I'm saying is, it's not a Nigerian, it's not peculiar to Nigeria. It's not. It's the way of parliamentary to arrive at what they call a cohesion and agreement. Now, let me go back a little to the history of minority and why I think Nwoye was right. I was actually surprised that the Senate president or the party, the majority party, were taking decision in terms of who leads, because it's also a principal officer, the minority group. Like you said, it's right. We have about 5 political parties, which is the first time since 1999 where we have that high number of political parties in the, but within them, even there will be minority. I expect that PDP from the figure is the main minority. So that's the way to speak. So they are the ones who pick their leadership, submit to the leadership of the house. These are those who we have elected, and then he makes his announcement. So I'm surprised to hear that it is the Senate for them. The previous ones were removed by the court. Even though before then, was it Darlington or one of them, we at the time of inauguration, there was a lot of issues surrounding his appointment. PDP did not want him, but a caucus of the G5 were the ones who said no, and they had we had both houses, at the House of Reps and the Senate. A caucus of the G5 said this is those we want. The party, the main parties, wanted a different type of, a different set of people. So, but will it affect proceedings in terms of the voice of the opposition? I don't think so, Nicolas. I don't think it will affect. Because that camarade, first, when you get in there, when they are outside, when you get, they said, we are equals, is an honorable or a distinguished member for the Senate, and for this honorable member, honorable this, honorable, they slap at each other, flip at each other, jest and jeer at each other.
There used to be a lot of banters.
Banters at each other, even in and out. Their offices are not allocated based on the party. No, it's not. So it's only the sitting. So it's a separate place for itself that I don't want Nigerians to disturb ourselves about that show, about it. The examples and openings are also there for us to see. For instance, in matters that affect members' welfare, we rarely see disagreement. At least I've not seen since they were sworn in. Not even Dome appears to be a one-off. He's been playing that opposition for about 3 tenure now.
Yeah.
And that is even understandable. Understandable because he also feels he's qualified and he should be the one to sit there. He had the same battle with the immediate past Senate President, Lawani, because he contested. He also contested this one. So it is that ambition that he wants to prove that I can also do it, if not do it better. So it's always understandable. And for people like me and so many people, we see most of his moves as an antics of somebody who is still bitter, rather than a patriotic antics. That's my opinion, and a lot of people have also